funny game football, and there's Russell Morris.
Played a great game last week.
Listen, just a fantastic game. His confidence would be well up after 18-odd marks he took, and he can play up forward, but I think up forward or back, but he'll be up forward, I think, today.
Let's take a look at the lineups now, and there are a couple of changes in the Brisbane side.
Yes, there are a couple of changes in that side. It's not happening on that line, but as we see there, Gastev, Lester Smith and Zanotti, Cracker coming in, he'll be a problem. Then we've got Ashcroft, Leslie, who played a fantastic game last week, and he's a surprise pack at Noonan against Lowe, who's coming back into form, and also Morris there. Daniels, Winmar, Rice against Hardy, McLean and Hamilton. McLean, a very mature player. I've been impressed with him. Wearns is one that's coming into the side. The other dropping out is McIver, who was ruck rover, and also Campbell. Actually, Wearn is taking Campbell's place on that half-forward line. Worsfold, brother of John Worsfold. This is Peter Worsfold in the forward pocket. Cameron O'Brien, Peter Curran, Cummings, who was impressive last week, Frawley and Grant. Now we've got Clark, Troy Clark, originally from up around Cairns, went to West Torrens. He's getting his chance again. Oshenko in there, Bain, Vidovic, Coughlin and Pekin on an interchange. We've got Potter, the former Sydney Swan player who originally was a Queenslander. Stemple, who I think will come into the side. Stemple.
We've left out an R there.
Who will come into the side at centre-half forward. Kitsky and Newport for St Kilda.
OK, thanks.
He's a huge man, isn't he? We were talking about that at the luncheon table. That
who's going to get the job on him?
Well, I suppose Martin Leslie. What do you think, Don?
Well, no, I think Martin Leslie will stay. Oh, it's hard to say, isn't it, the way they line up there. Martin Leslie looks as if he's going over to Stuart Lowe. Rod Lester-Smith looks as if he might have the job. He's walking down to the full back line, but then again, both Lockett and Lowe are going. No, I think Lester-Smith's got the job on Lockett and Leslie on Lowe. Roger Merritt starting at centre-half back. Obviously, he'll run through the square.
So the first quarter from good long kick. Those lines here, by the way, on this ground are 40 metres out, not 50. It was a St Kilda free kick. The advantage paid. Cracker will take advantage of it. Cracker from right centre wing. McAdam sharks it beautifully. Coughlin, snapshot, Lockett and Lester Smith. Lockett, still Lockett. Kicks truly, I think, for a goal. Goal by Lockett, giving St Kilda a 5-point advantage. McAdam's kick up towards half forward. Ball to be won. Morris, a sensational game last week. Generally accepted as best on the ground. Low on the edge of the square. Should be able to make it 2 goals to St Kilda in the space of a minute.
Well, leg problems gone up there, aren't they?
Well, Leslie's in right position. I mean, he's in front. You really can't criticise him. It was just that Lowe judged the ball a little better, and he's just too big. He's had an up-and-down season, Lowe. He really gained confidence last week, fumbling the ball early, but as the game went on, he started to really gain in confidence.
It's a goal. For the big game. Same 2 go at it. One by Lowe. Down to Morris. Turns quickly, shoots at goal and puts it through. That's a shocking kick. Luck's a fortune. He'll put it down in the rooms afterwards as a pass. Rice takes the hand pass from Coughlin. Punch away by Stremple. That might be in the back. No, says the umpire. Jimmy Cracker. Lockett.
Was that not a free kick to Ashcroft earlier?
Well, it's hard to say, actually.
Looked like it in the back.
Could have been, but here it is on replay there.
Well,
maybe the ball in his control. He had it underneath him, but what a pass from Cracker. Lockett, confident lead.
Well, Lockett, point-blank range, you would suggest could not possibly miss and would register his second goal, which he, I think, does. It's close. It's a goal. Brisbane bears 2 to O'Brien and 1 goal to Brad Hardy.
Behind uses his body, eventually wins the football and he gets penalised for holding it.
I'm not saying I agree with you. Lockett would be within kicking distance. Remember, these lines are 40 metres from goal, not 50. Lockett has 2 already. 2-1, I think, isn't it, Robbo? He's kicked.
Correct.
And Tony Lockett on the lead. A questionable decision.
Not the mark.
No, the decision that that Lowe got the ball. How the umpire could see from that position because the ball was trapped.
Be more severe. It's a rule that favours the bludgers.
Speaker Ian Robertson. Lockett has now kicked 3 goals, 1.
The forward for St Kilda has it within 40 metres.
Can't see it.
Maybe Roger Merritt against him for...
Or maybe in a push in the first place, as he was trying to get rid of that ball low.
Well, Stuart Lowe, this is probably the distance that is favourable to him. Anything further out he really struggles with, but his kicking has improved a little bit. This is across his body slightly in towards full forward.
Shepherding.
And shepherding against who?
Lester Smith. Yeah, against Lester Smith.
For Lockett to, 50 metres. Well, that ball wasn't thrown straight back to him. And the umpire not doing much about it, but still he's well within scoring distance.
We might get a smile out of Peter Carey here. Do you think he's facing the camera?
And he's not too concerned about trying to put Tony Lockett on an angle. Look at Lester Smith asking the question. Lockett certainly favoured here, and an opportunity to kick his 4th goal. He makes no mistake, it's straight through the centre. Leaves it for Jimmy Cracker. Handball over the top to Pekin. Goes to Harvey. Harvey with skill. Short pass, Lockett. Marks 35 metres from goal.
He really did sum the situation up, didn't he? Playing in the centre is Robert Harvey. Michael McLean's his opposite number. But look at this. Handball then goes onto the left foot. Only a chip. Tony Lockett will have no trouble at all in making the distance. Accuracy.
It's 4-1 so far, Don. Lockett from right on 40. That's a goal. 5-1 he has now.
And the boys at the Tabaret with the goal-kicking betting would be panicking a bit, Pete, wouldn't they? I'm sure a few people would D, Jolly.
McLean, McAdam, the 2 Max. It's McAdam to win out. Short, great pass.
That was
Coughlin on the end of it.
Peter, he could see that fellow there, and it was an awkward kick, but by gee, he meant it to be there.
35 metres out and directly in front. And he should be able to post a goal.
Thought of the hand pass. Initially, Gilbert McAdam decided against that. Very quick.
Haven't they got some excitement with Winmar, McAdam and Jimmy Cracker in their team?
Well, they are one of the clubs at the moment that's not really restricted by injuries, and they've got a side close to full strength here. The goal.
For 20.
The bounce eventually favours him. Somehow he gets through. Short kick, looking wide for Jimmy Cracker. Will the bounce favour this mercurial little player? He kicks to the front of the goals. Advantages Lockett, and he marks very, very easily in the finish over Zanotti.
Well, it's obvious that the ball comes to ground. Zanotti is going to run away from Lockett. Adelaide tried this with Smart initially last week. It didn't work, and you can see there that although there wasn't a real body contest, Lockett is just too big for Zanotti.
Well, the kick coming in from Jimmy Cracker was a good one. Over into this opposite forward pocket. Now Lockett. Well, the angle not too difficult for this man. He threads them through from anywhere. And he makes no mistake from that angle. So Tony Lockett has now kicked 6 goals, 1. And after it fiercely was Hamilton. Short kick is good. Finds Noonan. Handball to Gastev. Player running loose is McLean. Too slow.
Well
Saints
done,
will get a goal out of this. McAdam in the goal square on his own is Morris. A little too high. Morris goes back and collects it. Right foot kick by Morris in the square. Mark is taken by Jay Cracker.
Well, that was good play by Tony Lockett back at centre-half forward. Gastev undecided as to what he was going to do. There was a lead further up the ground, but that was covered. Then he tried to go to the left, but Lockett came in, dispossessed him of the ball, and as a result, Cracker's finished up with it. It's exactly right. That's what the umpires do. They work in together.
Pekin, Daniels, McAdam, Cummings. Cummings out to Nicky Winmar from a standing start, goes for the long drop punt. Lockett in front, and that will be rushed through. Lockett got it, he's got the goal.
For the Saints to get clear. McAdam shrugs the tackle, and he goes clear. Now he gives it to Daniels. Daniels goes for goal and kicks another St Kilda goal. Really is a procession close to half-time. Jason Daniels' first goal. St Kilda get their 12th. And they lead by 8 goals.
Pretty handy lead, 12 goals, 7, 83, and the Brisbane Bears 5-4, 34 at the GABBA.
And basically ran away from Noonan, kicks it to Pekin. Pekin gives it to Harvey. Harvey on centre wing, runs over the centre wing position and kicks it in towards full forward. Lockett back there in front, too strong, and there was no way known that Zanotti was going to get past the big man then, and Lockett marks only a matter of 20 metres out and on a very slight angle.
See, Lockett had just that run, and as I've mentioned earlier, he is just too big, and Zanotti just couldn't get the hands there.
He's kicked 7.
7-1.
And a good performance by Tony Lockett. Certainly gives the Saints plenty to fire at up there at full forward, and what a great sight it is. Tony Lockett back in the number 4 jumper for St Kilda. And he makes no mistake, it's straight through the centre.
Back to Harvey, and here come the Saints again. He chips it into Rice. Chipping it in front of him was Coghlan. He'll look for Lockett. That's a certainly on Lowe's down there, and Lowe marks with a juggle. 3 bites at it.
A mismatch in height, isn't it? A mismatch. Leslie trying valiantly again in front. Look, he does the right thing. He's a real tryer, Martin Leslie. You never question his attitude out on the ground. And just Lowe, just too big on that occasion again.
Lowe's kicked only 1 goal. In fact, no other St Kilda player apart from Tony Lockett so far has more than 1. He'll be kicking from inside 40. The distance won't be a problem, and the accuracy isn't either. Cadam onto Stewie Lowe again from a standing start, and the man Mountain kicks up towards another one, and Lockett couldn't take the mark. Coghlan roves it well. This will be a goal, and he gets it.
St Kilda 15-17, lead Brisbane 10-4.
So plenty of daylight between the posts for him. St Kilda kicking 3-6 in the previous quarter. He's not going to add to that tally, though. Well, that's a great mark taken by Stewie Lowe.
Well, he had the run at it, didn't he? He really did have the run at it. And he's just too big. And when he's got the run like Lockett, look, they tried valiantly. Lester Smith coming over the back as well as Leslie, but they just can't punch it away from this big fellow once he gets there.
Stewie Lowe has kicked 2 goals so far.
Actually, he marks the spot. Is he going to kick from that spot?
He's going back a long way.
No, I think it's just to run in line with that and the man on the mark on the goals to make sure he runs in a direct line.
Only a couple of steps, and the goal umpire says it's a goal. 3 goals to Stewie Lowe.
Peter picked up by St Kilda in very early on.
Speaking of 15, that's Coghlan. His hand passes to 35 in Harvey. Harvey inboard to Winmar. This is like a training drill. Muller, long shot at goal, and that's not a bad sort of a hoof. It's a goal. 17-17. And finally picked up by Leslie. David Grant, his 3rd really good mark in this last quarter.
Oh, he's holding on. Let him go.
50 metres. I think even David Grant had sympathy for that decision.
No, it was a lay-down miss here.
I didn't say he didn't disagree with it, Don. He had sympathy for it. So Grant will be now well within kicking distance on this very short Gabba ground.
It was as though he was waiting, watching the replay there, Shane Hamilton.
Yeah.
Just watched the umpire to see, please blow the whistle and please penalise me.
So Grant, who has played a lot of football on the forward line, to kick from 35 metres out directly in front. Goal umpire sees the ball sail over his head for a goal.
Oh, he ran away from fear. He'd cover a lot of ground.
Oh, dear me. Ball with Winmar, wide at half forward. Kicks it in. Lockett will mark this easily. As Zanotti was in the hands of the runner.
Yeah.
Well, you can go on with that because he just put his hands out, didn't he?
Well, Brian Duke was going to take him off.
Yeah.
Oh, he just caught at the wrong time. Look, Zanotti, there he is behind because Brian Duke had just spoken to him previously. Now Zanotti's walking off the ground.
Lockett for goal number 9. He's kicked 8-3, Tony Lockett. And he doesn't miss this one. He pumps it straight through the centre.
Well, that's his second.
The Bears score 66-134. They're up towards centre half forward again. Punched away by Gastev. Comes wide towards this near half forward flank. Attacking the football is Dean Rice. Oh, lovely play. Pekin into an open goal goes Tim Pekin. He pops another one through. So Tim Pekin, late in the game, gets his first goal, but it was certainly some lovely little footwork there by Dean Rice to give that player the chance to go in and kick the St Kilda side's centre forward. Lowe riding Jimmy Cracker. Cracker in front. Lowe takes the mark, crashing through. He's too far out to score, but he'll kick it in the Lockett direction. Tony Lockett in front. Can't mark. He's got the football. Look at this. Crash, crash, bang, wallop. And it's through for another Lockett goal. 10. What a performance by that big, huge man mountain, Tony Lockett, crashing his way through the pack.
No other word for it, Robbo.
And Don, you really have to dip your lid to that play.
He's got tremendous power over the first couple of yards. Watch this. Now that's power.
Good kick too.
Over the first couple of yards. It's explosive pace.
Well, he's joined a long list of players who have kicked 10 goals now in round 8. Greg Stockdale, Vince Irwin, Billy Moore of St Kilda, Alan Wright, Fred Padding, Jack Graham, Alan Davis and Warwick Kappa. In fact, that will be the final score here at the Gabba in round 8. St Kilda running out convincing winners. 21-22, 148 to the Brisbane Bears, 12-7, 79. Now by supporters, 12 goals last week, 10 goals this week. And if that doesn't make him close to best on the ground, then I'll give it away.
Well, he certainly had the ball up there on a lot of occasions. They had 43 scoring shots, St Kilda, to 18 scoring shots for the Brisbane Bears. And it was shared around. I mean, they had players in the centre of the ground. You gave Vidovic a bit of a rap, Don. And in the finish, Kitski got the ball out a bit. But players like Harvey, McAdam, Jimmy Cracker. I mentioned about Winmar having perhaps an easy day out there on the half-forward flank. Their defence played very, very well, led by